Next game up, Dutchmen versus the UFL defending champs, Super Friends. And before the game, Super Friends will get their championship portrait given to them for that great season they had last year. And that's a real good thing. It's a nice thing UFL gave to them for that. And what do you think that sums up? Because I think that's the last thing you get. Then you focus on this season.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How does that sum up the season they had last year?
Pretty much, it just stands for a lot of twists and turns for this season. A lot of successes, a lot of close calls, but ultimately them coming up with a victory that they promised that they would get from the previous season when they first came as primetime.
UFL is a hard league to win. It's a grind season. You know, the curse rule, the weather, all that stuff. So I think when you get to that championship and you play and you win, the atmosphere is great. It's indicative. And it just sums up everything you did. And to see a portrait based on that night, I think is a good reminder to what you did that season. So congrats to them on that championship. But now it's a new season, time for them to defend it. And they play a Dutchman team. Chris is a good quarterback. A lot of guys that don't know, he's the quarterback from, I think it's Mills Lane. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. But they won Pam's C tournament. Mm-hmm. This guy has some wheels. Mm-hmm. He can run, and he has a strong arm. Still got to get used to these guys. Didn't play well last week, but he's still getting used to the guys' league, and he can be definitely a good quarterback. I like him.
One thing I could say is the guys like him. The guys on Dutchman, they like that he's able to move the ball. He's able to make quick decisions. When he doesn't force too many passes. When he knows that he has to run, he takes off. And then also, he plays defense every now and then. Yep. He comes in and he helps out either with a blitz, put his body on the line, willing to put in the effort to come out with a win. So that's something I'm sure that they enjoy having on their team, and they're looking to go as far as they can with him.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. And the game starts off with Dion giving the ball to the giver, which caused a turnover on downs. You didn't get to see it, but, once the whistle blown and the game started, if the quarterback gives the defender the ball, then it's an interception, and that's what he did. I think that was the first time it happened this season, but, it's a turnover. So Dutchmen get the ball. Chris on 4 rush is tagged by AB for a short gain. Then second down, Chris throws a Frank in the gap for a nice gain. Third down, Chris get blitzed by Alex. Alex get past Butter for the sack. Dutchman has to punt. Butter has to be able to block Alex. But Alex is taller, but Butter's bigger. He has size. He's lower to the ground. Can't let Alex get past him. He does, and Alex gets the sack.
And what just happened is he just got caught by surprise. Alex just sped past him, and he beat him to the space. That's all it was. Alex has a speed advantage, and he uses that to get the sack. That is a great play by Alex.
Dion gets the ball back. No harm, no foul for the first mistake. Defense locked him down. Second down, Dion rolls left, throws a show in the middle for a decent gain. Third down, Dion gets blitzed by Chris, throws a Vadim for a decent gain. Last down, Dion throws a show in the gap, knocked away by Frank, turnover on downs. That is a great stop by Dutchman. Bailing their offense out, they make a stop there.
The first actual drive by Super Friends after they gave the ball away, they were able to make a defensive stand and stop them from scoring here. That is a great way to stop them early. Hopefully they can take this momentum and bring it into offense.
Chris throws to the receiver in the middle for a 10-yard gain. Second down, Chris on 4 rush runs for a decent gain. Chris, next play, Chris throws deep to Chris on the sideline. Wide open for the touchdown. Vadim never sees Chris behind him. Chris gets the extra point, 7-0. And you remember that soda, CNC? Remember the CNC soda? That's what I'm going to call these guys, because that's CNC. Similar to when it was R&R with Rico and Ralph from years back. CNC, I think, is going to take that name because Chris has been finding Chris for touchdowns, and that got to be a dime.
And the thing about it is Chris is enjoying himself out there. Receive, I mean. From the first day that he was able to get a touchdown pass from this guy, he was happy. Even though they lost by more than 2 touchdowns, he was happy. He walked off the field with a smile on his face. He still has one, knowing that he's the main target of this new quarterback here, and they score 6 points yet again in this game.
Next drive, Dion is going to throw it deep to Alex, cutting in the middle for the touchdown. If you look here, safeties react late, and Super Friends score right back. Can't leave Alex like this. He is a beast.
And the thing about it is, I don't think that they realize that Alex can surprise him with his speed. He beats them out there. By the time they're able to see him, he's already behind them. And you know Dion's not gonna miss the opportunity to throw a dime downfield, a dime that we need to look at again, because that was a great pass to Alex.
7-6, Dutchmen still got the lead. After 2 plays and getting the first down, Chris is blitzed by Alex. Throws the receiver on the sideline for a short gain. Second down, Chris throws to Frank in the gap for a nice gain. Third down, on 4 rush, Chris throws deep to Chris on the sideline, picked off by Creep, giving the ball back to Super Friends, and that's a bad play by Chris. The other Chris was not open. Creep was there. Creep has too much speed to take this shot. You up by 1, no need to take a risk. He did and pays for it.
And I think it's because they got successful in the last play. I think that they got baited this time. I think Creep was waiting for them to take that shot, knowing that he's going to Chris. He was waiting. Chris takes the bait. Interception by Creep. That's great defense.
Dion with a screen pass to Creep, who runs for a nice gain. Second down, Dion throws the show in the middle for a decent gain. Third down, Dion on 4 rush, runs for a short gain, picking up the first, clock stops. Next play, Dion throws a Creep in the middle. That's going to be dropped. And they get a flag for cursing. And the person who's cursing is Kenny. Kenny's here. He's not playing this game, but he gets flagged for cursing. And if you're Kenny, you can't make this. You're the captain of the team. That's a bad flag by Kenny. Dion on 4 rush. Throws Alex in the middle for a nice gain. Last down, Dion on 4 rush. Rolls right. Throws on the sideline. Knocked away. Turnover on downs. Giving it back to Dutchmen. Dutchmen a few good plays, but can't score before half. 7-6, Dutchmen have a lead.
And what can you say? Dutchmen have a lead. They were able to make a couple defensive stops. There was a hiccup with Alex going deep downfield, but other than that, they were able to hold in the first half. They have to find a way to put up more points though, because they were baited in that last drive. They were stopped in the other drive, and they were able to score once. So I think that they need more scoring. They need to find a way to chop down the field. They can't go deep too much because Super Friends are now daring them to do that. They're baiting him now, so they got to pay attention and take what the defense gives them.
Super Friends won the chip last year. They got their portrait over. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal, start focusing on this season. They got a lot of guys out. B-Roy is out. Prince Mo is out. Kenny's out. But you still got Alex. You still got Mace. You still got other guys that's able to step in and make plays. You got your quarterback and you got your coach. That's all you need. Got to have guys step in, make plays. It's time to turn this one over. We don't want to let this one get away, so we're going to have to turn it up and play better in the second half. After a few plays for a first down, Chris gets blitzed by Alex and runs for a decent gain. Second down, Chris throws to Steve in the middle for a nice gain. Third down, Chris throws to the receiver in the end zone, but it's picked off by Chris, giving it back to the Super Friends. And now if you look here, they baited him. Chris was always on him. I'm a little confused because now we got 3 Chris's we're talking about. Chris of Super Friends baited Chris, quarterback of Dutchmen, and Dutchmen fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Now the sad part about it was this was a great one-handed pick by Chris, but unfortunately, you see the guy walk into the shot and you can't see it. But I was there and I saw it. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen. One hand, great catch from Chris.
And all I can
giving
say,
it back to the scene.
And all I'm gonna say right now, Steve, get out of the way, man. That was a great play, even though I'm sure he don't want you to see that because that was against his team.
Yeah.
But hey, that was a great play by Chris, baiting the quarterback Chris into throwing to that area. Now the quarterback has to learn that they're watching him now. So he has to find ways to get through that and not fall for the schemes of Super Friends defense.
Super Friends can't do nothing. They're going to end up punting. Remember, 7-6 right now, Dutchman. Chris is going to throw in the middle. It's going to be dropped and picked off by Jigga, giving it back to Super Friends. This team, the Dutchman, is practically sabotaging themselves. They just got through an interception. Defense stepped in, made a stop, and then they throw another interception. You can't do that. You got to catch this ball. It's dropped, and Jigga makes a good pick.
And that's one of the worst ways to throw an interception or turn over the ball. From your guy getting a routine catch, dropping it, and at least the defense capitalizing. That's something that they can't afford to do. They already threw 2 picks from Chris being baited by the defense. Now he's throwing an actual pass to his receiver, and he gets it and he drops it, and at least an interception. That is not a good look moving forward.
Dion on second down throws deep to Creep in the middle for it. It was short and almost picked off by Brian. Third down, Deion is blitzed by Chris, but sacked by Mikey. Great sack by Mikey. Mikey, a former all-star last year, makes a good play here. Last down, Deion on 4 rush, throws a nice pass to Mace in the gap for the first down, and they need Mace to step up. Mace is a guy who can take a game over on his own, and they need him to step into that lane. Deion on 4 rush gets sacked again by Mikey. Second down, Deion on 4 rush throws an AB in the middle for a decent gain. Third down, Deion throws a great pass to Mace, cutting in the end zone for a touchdown. If you look here, Frank reacts too late. Mace gets the touchdown, also gets a 2-point conversion, 14-7, Super Frank.
And I gotta say that this was a terrific pass by Deion, knowing that Frank is not paying attention. By the time Frank is able to react to Mace, Mace is open, and Deion makes a pinpoint accuracy pass, right where only Mace can get it. That is a terrific way to score and find your receiver open.
Chris gets the ball back. 4 passes for a nice game, picking up the first down. Second down, Chris throws deep to Chris on the sideline. Picked off by Creep, giving it back to Super Friends. And if you look here, Chris gets baited again. They are prepared for that home run. They are shutting down the CNC connection. CNCs, they make you drink water. They're trying to remind you, soda's bad for you. Stop. And they pick them off for the 3rd consecutive time. They pick them off.
This is another time where they're fixated on you to the point where you're telegraphing your pass.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily just that they're convincing you to throw it in that area. You're telegraphing where you're looking, where you're going, and they're reading you like a book.
Deion throws deep to Mace in the middle for a big gain, picking up the first down. Second down, Deion on 4 rush, runs from the 6-yard line into the end zone for the touchdown. 20-7, Super Friends take a commanding lead. And I think the big play was a deep play to Mace. Definitely Mace getting back into the motion of the offense. Makes a great play here. And when the ball is at the 6-yard line, you can run from the 6. You can't run from the 5. And Deion catches them sleeping and runs it into the end zone, 20-7.
And that is a way to take advantage of knowing exactly where you are on the field. The defense didn't know that they were on the outside of the 5-yard line, so they're not able to react in time for Deion's run. That is a smart strategy to take advantage and to outsmart the opposing defense and getting 6 points here.
Super Friends go onside. The throw is short and recovered by Chris. Good field position for the Dutchmen. Dutchmen with 2 incomplete passes. Last play, Dutchmen with a pass. They pitch it back and forth. The last pitch is picked off by Alex. Turning over the ball, ending the game 20-7, Super Friends. Now, if I'm the Dutchman, then I'll let you talk about the Super Friends. But I want to talk about the Dutchmen. You can't throw 4 picks and expect to win with this team. This team is not built to shoot out. They have a good quarterback, but he's not great. He's going to make mistakes. So they cannot afford him to make these type of mistakes. He's going to miss a throw here and there, but he's also going to make a good throw. He is fixated on throwing to Chris. That's all we heard. Since he started here, we heard Chris. And that's all great. But now teams are stepping up. You threw 4 picks this game. Be it 1 was dropped, but you still threw 3 other picks. One of them was on 2nd down. One of them was on. You can't make those type of mistakes, especially against a high-powered Super Friends team. Now, mind you, they were missing 60% of their guys, if not 70%. But they still got Alex. They still got Mace. B's here. They got their quarterback. This team by itself, Chris, Show. This team right here can still win a lot of games. You cannot make a mistake against this team. That's why they're defending champs, and Dutchmen pay for it because of their play.
And pretty much, regardless of who's on the field, they're still the defending champs, Super Friends. So they played like it today. Did they make a couple mistakes in this game? Yes. But what team doesn't when they're playing down to their competition? I think because they didn't have everybody here, certain times they made mistakes because they were playing down to their competition. They know that they had Dutchmen wrapped up by the 2nd interception. Well, by the 3rd interception, even though it wasn't their fault, they got dropped the pass. But they already knew that they had control of the game. So because they were able to get a handle on that, that is when they knew that they were able to come home with a win in this game.
Well, we're going to wrap this game up. Super Friends come away with the win on their championship day, getting their portrait 20-7 with the win over Dutchmen. We're going to congratulate them on the championship, but it's time to ball out. It's a new season, and they started off with the championship run with this portrait 20-7. We're going to be right back. Next game up, Violators versus Wolverines. Violators is coming off of a close win to Carver. They beat Carver in the close game. And Wolverines are coming off of a loss. Violators are showing their ability to be the best defense in the league. I like the pickups that they made. This team is very dangerous. I like the Ralph pickup. That is a good pickup. I like the Puto pickup. That is a good pickup. And they got a lot of good weapons on this team. Brian puts this team together well. They're not out there trying to score 30. They're trying to get Yomi to score between 7 and 14 or 7 and 12 points. 12 and 7, I would say, to 13 points. And then their defense steps in and stops you. They're physical, but now they can also lock up with you. And this team is scary, and I think they need to be paid attention to.
And that leaves me to talk about the Wolverines. Last week, we kind of confirmed that this team has trouble catching the ball.
Yep.
And I think that that's their main issue because they have guys that make plays on defense. They have a couple of capable guys on defense. On offense, when they come on and they play, they drop key passes.
Their best player on offense is Sam.
Yes.
The guy who runs the team.
And even Sam is not always perfect. But who is? But at the end of the day, when you only have one person that's relatively consistent, that is not a good formula for wins. So they have to pick it up. They have to catch the ball, at least starting in this game, if they want to even survive moving forward.
And they've been going through the problem with the quarterbacking issue also. They had Nelson, they had Lou. But let's even look back to the first game. I know Lou had a suspension, but let's look at the first game. He was in that game, and once Bo got ejected, game was over. That because the guys can't catch. Same thing with Nelson. When we see him start picking up a rhythm, guys can't catch the ball. Right now, they're going to go with Christian, their third-string quarterback. But bottom line, I don't care who's at the helm. If you don't got guys that's willing to go out and make plays, you're not going to be successful. And we're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, Christian gets the start, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to jump into the game. After getting the first down, Christian on 4 rush throws the receiver on the sideline. That one is going to be dropped. Sean gets a hit on Christian after the throw. The question is, was this hit late? No.
Asking me personally.
No.
Okay.
Was the hit late?
No, it wasn't. I think that he got there just in time. But this is Sean we're talking about.
Yeah.
Every now and then he has a hiccup when he comes in late. But this one was a clear
He's
hit
going to beat you up.
Yes, and that is the main purpose of Sean. Is he there to lead the league in sacks?
No.
He's there to punish the quarterback, and that's exactly what he does here. When you're facing Sean, get ready to get hit, and this is one time where Christian feels the wrath of Sean.
Second down, Christian throws to Josh in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Wolverines don't get much there first to punt. And like you said, that was 2 drops on the first drop. They lead the league in drops. You can't win if you're dropping the ball. And the thing is, Christian is holding the ball to try to give his receivers more time to get open. And that's the worst game plan against Sean because he may not get a sack, but he's going to make you rush your throws because he's going to get physical.
And the sad part about it is even when he takes the hit to throw the pass, the guy still drops it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because now you have your quarterback taking punishment, trying to make something happen, and you can't even defend him by catching the ball.
Second down, Yomi throws a Ralph in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Yomi scrambles and throws a Ralph open on the sideline for a nice gain. If you look here, the defender leaves the corner wide open. Last down, Yomi throws deep to Noma, who has a step in the middle. Noma slides, makes the catch, but the ref said the ball hit the floor. Incomplete, turnover to bounds. Question was, we tried to see if the ball hit the ground. Player walked into the shot, so we couldn't tell. So even if they would have challenged in the playoffs, it would have been inconclusive.
And of course, the player that we're talking about is Speedy. After blocking, he goes to look at the play just like we are, and he gets right in the shot because this is a shot that we had to analyze because both teams were saying one thing, but we want to confirm. But because guys getting our shots all the time, we can't really confirm that. But that's unfortunate. The refs see it, and they say that was an incomplete pass.
And it's a stop by Wolverines. Great stop. Second down, Christian on 4 rush gets sacked by Sean. Third down, Christian gets blitzed by Buto, throws short to Josh, who runs for a decent game. Next play, Wolverines can't get any closer turnover on downs, and they cannot move the ball consistently. And that's been the issue with them all season. Offensively, they really can't make plays, and I think the big play came from Sean's sack.
And the fact that they're playing one of the best defense in the UFL this season does not help. When you have Sean able to pressure the quarterback, punish him when he does get the ball off, and you have the defenders locking up and, you know, forcing incomplete passes, things like that. When you have a formula for that while you're dropping passes, when you have the opportunity, there's no possible way that you can win a game like that.
Second down, Yomi on 4 rush with block and runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Yomi then on first down runs again for another decent play. Second down, Yomi throws a no more on the side who gets the catch to the 10-yard line. Last down, Yomi finds Ralph in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0, Violators take the first score.
And finally, Yomi's able to get it together on offense. They knew that their defense was going to hold until the offense slowly gets the hand on things. They strive. They find Ralph. Ralph is a new pickup for this Violators team this season, and now he's showing why he's here, putting up points for this team. That is a great way to score your first points in this drive.
Christian with 3 short passes to get him to the first down. Second down, Christian throws to Sam in the middle for a decent gain. Third down, Christian gets blitzed by Dev, throws to Josh on the sideline, almost picked off by Ralph. Wolverines have to punt. That is their third time having the ball and having to give it up.
And that is because their offense is not making things easy.
Not at all.
Guys are not getting open. Guys are not catching passes. And Christian has to force things, or I have to find ways to make things happen on his own. Obviously, with this Violators defense, it's not going to be easy. And yet again, another turnover.
Second down, Yomi throws a rob in the middle for a decent gain. Third down, Yomi throws a no more wide open on the sideline. No more isn't looking. That's going to be dropped. Violators have to punt. And No More has to make that catch. He has to pay attention because that's a play that his brother likes to run with him, and he misses it here.
And that was he was wide open on that play. The thing about it is I think No More was trying to look to go downfield, but you got to look off the line because you don't know what's coming at you. Certain times the quarterback wants to throw a quick pass, catching the defense by surprise. He tries it there, but No More is not on the same page as Yomi, and that is what ends up leading them to turn over the ball.
Wolverines can't do anything before half. They're gonna have to. We're gonna go into the half 6-0. If I'm Wolverines, I'm a little concerned because we haven't scored against one of the best defenses in football. They're not a high-powered offensive team. They're not gonna put up 30. That's not their game. But they got us on zip, and we have had the ball 4 times. I'm concerned because we have 4 drives and we have no points. We gotta find a way to turn it around. We gotta find a way to get into the end zone.
And if I'm Violators, we got to look at them putting up like at least another touchdown, and I think that they'll be okay because they know that their defense is holding. The Wolverines probably have one of the worst offenses in the league right now because, you know, they can't catch passes on consistently. So they know that as long as they pressure Christian, that's task number 1. Keep doing that and force guys to make things happen on offense. If they can't do that, we know that we can hold them. As long as we score at least another touchdown, I think that they'll be fine to win the game.
Yomi on second down runs on 4 rush for a decent gain and picks up the first down. The question was he tagged?
And on this play, I think that the refs missed this on this one. I think that he just got through. The player reached out to tag him, but Yomi was way past the guy as he's running to the races. Unfortunately, things happen on the field. It was very snowy that day, so they saw a tag. Unfortunately, the play stops there.
We blew that call. The ref who did it knew he did it, and he apologized. It was a mistake. The question was, would Yomi have scored if this whistle wasn't blown?
I don't know, but Yomi's been running pretty good this season, so we never know when it comes to that guy running at the quarterback. So, you know, it is what it is. The point is it got stopped, but either way, it could have been a touchdown.
Yomi throws a Dev in the middle to get him to the 10-yard line. Second down on the free play, Yomi throws deep to Mikey in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. There was a free play because the defense went offside. They're going to get an interception on extra point, but it's 12-0 right now. Violators.
And they get what they needed. They got their second touchdown. They took advantage of the free play offense on the offsides on the defense.
Yep.
Within the confusion, Yomi's able to find Mikey deep in the end zone.
Yep.
And you see, the funny thing that I was laughing about this, you see Yomi, you know, cheering or whatever. Then he turns around and starts yelling at the ref, saying that he didn't get tagged.
Yeah.
So he's still on that play where he's running the ball and he didn't get tagged. But that shows that, you know what?
He's having fun with the ref.
He's having fun with the ref. You know, he's enjoying himself. I think that he really wanted to score more running the ball
Yeah.
than throwing deep. So that's why he kind of was mad that was stolen from him. But either way, they're able to score the points that they need. Now they have to lock up on defense.
Christian throws a Sam in the middle to the 10-yard line. Christian then with 2 more passes for a decent gain. 4th and goal at the 10-yard line. Christian finds Josh in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Josh gets behind Pito, 12-6. They jump right back in.
Finally, they're able to score on this drive. On a tough Violators defense, scoring 6 points is an accomplishment. Knowing that they've been dropping passes, Josh now showing some consistency on the offense, and Christian's able to find him in the end zone.
You know what they did that drive that it was kind of different from everything else? They caught the football. Christian can't throw it and catch it himself. And once they catch the ball, he's able to score. If they learn to catch the ball more consistently, they can make plays like this. Violators have one of the best defenses in the league. But at the end of the day, if you can find weaknesses, you know where to attack them. And they do it here, and they're able to score. Yomi gets the ball back. Yomi with 2 passes for a nice game, picking up the first down. 2nd down on 4 rush. Yomi with a nice run for a big gain, gets him to the 5-yard line. Next play, Yomi with blocking from Speedy. Finds Nomar in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Ralph gets a 2-point conversion. 20-6 Violators score right back.
And one thing I gotta mention right now is they scored more than the 2 touchdowns you said that they're good for. So you see Rob. I'm not talking. This is not coming from me. This comes from Rob, and this is coming from Dub. They came to the camp. They had some things to say about your criticism of their offense. They actually scored 3 touchdowns now. So they're coming up. They're starting to put their offense up and score more points. And if they're able to do that with the defense that they have, it's problems for a lot of teams that they face. You know that, I know that, and I'm sure that they know that too. That's why they had something to say there.
You know what I got to say about that? Yes, they have scored.
Yes.
But it was against the Wolverines defense, who was still missing Gumby, who was still missing Mestre, who was still missing several players. So let's not sit down and say it's the best thing since sliced bread. But what I am going to give is the blocking that Yomi had from Speedy. Speedy, a former member of Riot Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy also made the All-Star team. This is why he made the All-Star team. He may not be able to catch like that, but the guy can block. And if you give Yomi some time, he's going to score, either with his feet or with his arm. And he's able to score with his arm here. Finding Nomar, who missed a play earlier, but makes it up. Because we know Nomar can make plays, and he makes a play here. Wolverines struggle, have the ball. Wolverines struggle to move the ball with 2 incomplete passes. Last down, Christian gets blitzed by Buto, throws it up, almost picked by Dev. Ending the game, 20-6. Christian gets hit hard by Buto on that blitz. Ending the game, 20-6.
When I say Christian got punished throughout this whole game,
Yep.
Sean, Bulto, all these guys made it their business to punish the quarterback. That is one of their strategies on defense.
Yep.
To make the quarterback uncomfortable, make the quarterback paranoid, to make the quarterback, hesitant to do stuff knowing that he's going to get hit. That is a way that you throw a quarterback off of his game. They did that with Christian. Even though he's not the starting quarterback, he's the one with the football, and that is why they punished him in this game. And that was one of the reasons why their offense was struggling to do anything in this game up until the end.
We play good with who we had in our Wolverines. All the teams make the playoffs. We've been competitive. Our record may not represent what we have been, but we've been here fighting every game. We have not forfeit. We're here to play. All the big players we thought was going to be here has not been here consistently. Mestre wasn't here this week. We haven't seen Twin yet. All these guys that we thought was going to be balling with us are not here. And this is when you get to see who's your real troopers, who's your real guys that's willing to grind for you. Sam is frustrated because a lot of the pickups he feel that would have made the team better ain't here. So, he's still balling. They're on their 3rd quarterback right now. And shout to Christian because he stood in the pocket and took punishment.
Yes.
Few of the plays, he knew he was going to get hit and still took the punishment. I respect that. He's a 3rd-string quarterback. But he did what he had to do. If you take away some of those drops, the game may be different. Violators are one of the best teams in the league. and Christian did his best to keep his troops in it. Respect to them. Violators scored 3 touchdowns. I give it to them. Their defense looked good. They gave up a touchdown that you weren't expecting to give up, but they only gave up 6 points. If they continue to play like this, what makes them more dangerous is the fact that they picked up Speedy, who was a good blocker. Now, he's not a run blocker. He's a pass blocker. The difference is he's a stationary blocker. You can't use him if you're running the ball. Doesn't have the speed, even though his name is Speedy. But if he could get more consistent with his run blocking, this team is dangerous because Yomi can run. He showed it today. Remember, this is a tight end playing quarterback. He showed the ability to hurt teams with his feet. And if he could continuously do that, Carver, Super Friends, them getters are in trouble. Never scared, they're in trouble because he can beat you with his feet.
Yes, and the thing about it is that leads another option for him when things are not looking good on the pass or when you see openings in the field. So once he gets that, he already has that part of the game down pat because he's been running and gaining some big yardage on the field just on that alone. As soon as he starts getting the schemes together with the passing, certain receivers doing certain routes downfield or whatnot, as soon as they get that situated, I think that it's going to be a problem because that's the only element of their offense that I think that they're really missing. Once they get that, I think that they'll be fine, and they're going to be a lot of problems moving for other teams moving forward.
Well, we're going to wrap up this game. Violators come away with the win over the Wolverines, 20-6. They keep the ball moving. They're still in first place in that division. We're going to have to see what goes on. We'll be right back. Real Tough Talk.
And we scored more than 14 points, Jay. Stop talking about offense. See?
Next game up, Spartans versus Shockers. Spartans' biggest problem this season, guys not showing up. They were supposed to get JJ and these guys from the Raiders. Still haven't really seen them. Only one I think that made is Brian. I think Brian played with the Raiders.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Brian played with the Raiders.
He did play.
But he played.
Yes.
He's the only guy. Ace is here.
Yeah.
So the guys are here, but the merge that these guys is expecting are not here. That's their biggest problem. Then Happy Feet left Carver to come to the Spartans, and again, because of the fact that the merger that they expect of the guys to be are not here, that is what's been hurting them this season.
And that is why they struggled in yet every single game. Certain games, they barely were able to get 6 or 7 guys. They end up winning one of the games that they struggled with. But other than that, it's hard to survive with just a couple of guys going Iron Man. It's very hard to survive, especially when you're not used to your team being this way throughout the season. So this is an issue that they're gonna hopefully they can fix in the next week or so, because I don't see them surviving too much. As good a quarterback as Dave, as good a players as Asa and Happy Feet are, I don't see them surviving any longer if they don't have at least a certain amount of guys coming consistently to play for them.
They got VIP here today. I like VIP. He's also a Rams fan that I used to be, even though I left, and now that team is doing well when I left the bandwagon. But once they get the other guys to show up, this team can win games. The key is when are they going to show up? Shockers. Ramsey is the touch football version of Brett Favre. With speed, though. There's not a throw, like I said, there's not a throw that Ramsey doesn't think he can make. But Ramsey's weakness is there's not a throw that Ramsey think he can't make. He takes too many risks. But they made a good pickup, a guy making his debut today, Pig. Former Defensive Player of the Year. He made an All-Star team last year. Team went to the Final Four with Riot Squad. He joins the Shockers, and what do you think he brings to this team?
What I think he brings is a competent, knowledgeable core defender for their team.
Whoa.
And I know exactly what you're going to say.
Wow.
But it's not what you think I'm saying. I'm not saying that he is the dominant defender that's gonna run from one field to another, picking
No.
people off.
That
That's
was a
not what I'm
while
saying.
ago. We saw that pig.
But
First off an injury, he has not played that way defensively
yes,
since
and
then.
we know
when
that.
he won Defensive Player of the
We
Year.
know that. What I'm saying that they bring a core defender is he can help because he is defensive minded. He has a
Okay.
defensive mind, and he can help these guys strategize on defense. And that makes their defense that much better. When you have somebody that can take everybody and play around a certain style of defense that he has a mind for, I think that makes them a little more successful and makes them a little more dangerous. And I think that's what Pig brings to their team. Also, he's a person that's a capable offensive player as well. He's a person
Okay.
that can go out on certain routes and make something happen on offense. So there's a lot of things that you bring to your team when you bring a Pig to your team. And that's exactly what I believe the Shockers have brought to their team so far.
Pig is not the defender he was before.
It seems like you really had to emphasize that, though.
He's a very good offensive player.
Yes.
He definitely showed his ability to play offense, but he's not a defender anymore. Now, if you have a good zone scheme, he still has, like you say, he's still competent defensively, but he can't react the same. It's a difference. Years ago, when I played, long time ago, when I played defense,
Long.
once I lost my ability to react, I had to get off the defense because these offensive guys, and the guys are more athletic now than they were then. I got killed. Once that happened, I left and went to play offense. So I think Pig still thinks he has a little left. We're going to have to see. But that's a big pickup for the Shockers. I like the pickup for this team. Definitely something that they needed, and he can give them a spark. Let's see how it goes. Ramsey throws deep to Glenn on the sideline for the touchdown. If you look here, Dave doesn't see the receiver behind him. 7-0 Shockers.
And already.
Right away, like we
right
just
away,
started off.
Like I said, live by the sword, die by the sword. This is Ramsey's sword right here, throwing a deep pass. This is what he does. And when I say when he's accurate and when he does it right, it's pretty to watch because this was first play. As soon as he walks on the field, touchdown. So that's catching the Spartans sleeping.
But Dave was on defense. Come on.
Yeah, and I think that's because they knew, and I think at this point, they attacked Dave right here. Ramsey saw that there's no way that Glenn is not gonna beat Dave, and that's why they attacked him for that score right there.
Second down, Dave throws the ace in the gap for a short gain. Then Dave goes to this receiver for the first down, moving the ball. Dave then throws the ace again in the gap for a nice gain. Dave, next play, throws the VIP in the middle for a decent gain. Last down, Dave on 4 rush, throws the Troy in the front of the end zone, picked off by Ned, giving it back to Shockers. Dave got to make this throw. He had Troy, but if you look here, he hesitates. He has Troy now. But the hesitation, he throws it now. And then he gets picked off by Ned.
And that one hesitation is what got them to draw into defense. So if you see some, you got to take your shot right then and there. He doesn't, and the defense is drawn in and reads the play afterwards. So he knows exactly where you're going. He's able to react and make an interception.
Second down, Ramsey throws the Meeks in the middle for a decent gain. Last down, Ramsey scrambles. Semi misses the sack. Ramsey throws deep to Meeks, knocked away by Happy Feet, turnover on downs. First of all, great defensive stand. Great play by Happy Feet. My issue was Semi telling me if there wasn't snow on the field, he would have got Ramsey. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Not at all.
Please stop the lies. Please stop the blasphemy and the disrespect. There is no way that Semi can ever catch Ramsey.
And the thing about it is,
but they made the stop.
Yeah, they did make the stop, so at least he did his job with keeping Ramsey
I'm just
on the
commenting on
move.
what Semi
But
told me.
saying that he's going to catch one of the fastest running quarterbacks in the league, that's hard to believe. I like the confidence, but I think that that's a little bit of a stretch on Semi's part. But regardless of what he says, they end up making a stop on defense.
Dave throws a Happy Feet on the sideline for a decent gain. Second down, Dave on 4 rush, throws the VIP in the gap, picked off by Welch. Shockers get it back.
And now it's beginning to be a problem. They're throwing a lot of picks now. It seems like the Shockers are reading them on these plays now. Dave is not necessarily throwing plays where the defense can't get to it. I think that he's struggling at this point, and because of that, the defense is capitalizing. There's a lot of fast guys on the Shockers team.
Yeah,
and because these guys have speed, they're used for Ramsey's dimes. So for Ramsey's deep pass, so you think that they're not going to be fast enough to make plays like this? They showing it here, and that's the second interception so early in the game.
Ramsey on third down gets blitzed by choice, scrambles and throws deep to Meeks in the gap, knocked away by Happy. Shockers have to punt. That's 2 game-saving plays that Happy has made to stop Ramsey on his drive. Happy left Carver, won, I believe, 2 championships with them.
Yes.
Left and went back home to play with his brothers and showing their ability. And he's not going to second guess himself on his decision once his brothers got in the lead, and he makes a great play here. First down, Dave throws the ace on the sideline. It's going to be tipped and picked off by Ned, giving it back to the Shockers. Ned's second pick of the day. This defense is third, and Dave is practically trying to give this game away. These are interceptions that he can't throw. He is too smart to make these mistakes, but he's making them big.
And it seems like he's underestimating these guys' speed and ability to follow the ball, because that's exactly what they're doing. In the last 3 drives, they were able to follow the ball and pick it off in some way, shape, or form. These guys are taking advantage of Dave's mistakes in a big way, and he needs to find a way to limit this if they're willing to take advantage of Ramsey's turnovers on the opposite side.
Second down, Ramsey on 4 rush, runs for a nice gain, getting them near the 50-yard line. Third down, Ramsey throws to the receiver on the sideline. Broken up by aces. Shockers don't get no closer. They turn the ball over again. Third time stopping Ramsey's drive.
And the thing about it is, Ramsey yet again has opportunity to go for first down. It's like he doesn't like first downs. If it's not a deep pass touchdown, he doesn't want it. But because of that, he's giving another opportunity.
Brett Favre, like I always say. Next drive, Dave with a pass to Happy in the middle for a short gain. Second down, Dave throws deep to VIP, cutting in the end zone, knocked away by Welch. Last down, Dave is blitzed by Ozzie, throws to Brian, picked off by Pig, giving it back to the Shockers. Dave's 4th interception of the game, and this is before halftime.
4 interceptions before halftime. That is not a way to move your offense. They are taking advantage. Listen, obviously I'm stating the obvious, but one thing I gotta say is now Pig is on the list of guys that's taking picks. It's like everybody's taking turns. Alright, it's my turn. Dave throw the ball. Alright, it's my turn to pick it off. I ain't get one yet. Alright, I'm next. That's exactly what these guys are doing. It's like everybody's taking the opportunity to pick Dave off. This is not looking great at all. It's not looking good at all. I don't know what's going on with their offense, but Dave and Ramsey are looking their best and turning over the ball for each other right now.
But Ramsey
has the lead because of that surprise touchdown at the beginning of the game. But other than that, this is an ugly offensive game.
Ramsey on second down throws a receiver on the sideline who runs for a decent gain. Third down, Ramsey throws deep to Welch on the sideline for a big gain in the first down. Ramsey, again, like he scored in the beginning, attacked Dave in the beginning of the game. This time he's attacking Dave again. Second and goal, Ramsey finds Ray in the front of the end zone for the touchdown, taking us into the half, 13-0. Shockers take the commanding lead right now.
And with the Spartans, I gotta say, four interceptions in the half. That is horrible. That is terrible. I mean, there's not enough bad, negative words that I could say about how they played in the first half. Ramsey's practically giving the ball to you on his turnovers, and you weren't able to capitalize not once. Every single time you had the ball, you threw an interception. That is not a way to win the game. And if this keeps up, there's no way that they can beat the Shockers, even though the Shockers are giving them multiple opportunities to steal this game.
Shockers should be winning this game way more than what the score is now. I just had to think of a reason why they're not ahead.
I mean, the funny thing is I can tell you why, but go ahead.
They threw 4 interceptions, and you're only up 13-0. Happy Feet stopped you on 3 drives by himself. Ramsey got to stop leaving teams in the game. I know you're Brett Favre. I know you're a gunslinger, but you're going to end up getting shot if he continues to leave teams in the game. We're going to go into the second half. Dave on 4 rush, runs for 10 yards, pick up the first down. Then Dave gets blitzed by Ozzie. Throws the VIP in the middle, low, but still picked off by Zay. Shockers get the ball back. Dave's 5th interception of the day. You get a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick. Everybody gets picks.
And the thing about it is, this was a low pass. This is a pass where normally nobody would be able to make. And Zay with a great interception goes really low, not even diving for the ball. This is just a shoestring catch right here. So they're determined to pick off the ball every time Dave makes a mistake. It doesn't matter where Dave throws it. Even if it's a bad pass to the ground, they're still picking it off.
3rd and long, Ramsey scrambles on 4 rush, throws to the receiver in the middle, picked off by Brian, giving it back to Spartans. Brian, a former super friend, Brian, a former Carver Mile player. Brian showing his ability to make plays, makes a nice, great play here.
And this is something that they really need on this Spartans team because they've been dead besides this play. I know we've been killing Dave with his 5 interceptions, but I haven't heard anybody else on the offense make anything happen. They're not making Dave's job any easier.
They're not helping him at all.
It seems like Dave is trying to force things to happen, and that is why he's throwing all these interceptions. They got to step up and make something happen, make Dave's job a little bit easier. Maybe they can they can move forward and score.
Dave throws to Troy in the sideline, who runs for a decent gain. Then, with blocking from Semi, Dave throws to Brian on the sideline to get him to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal, Dave finds Brian in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 13-6. If you look here, Mo got stuck guarding 2 receivers, and Dave makes him pay for it. That's the Dave that I know.
And that is the calculating quarterback that we're used to seeing, making good decisions, taking advantage of defensive mistakes. He sees that Mo has 2 receivers here. Now it's a pick your poison situation. Mo goes for the front, for the receiver in the front, and because of that, he's able to throw it to the back in the end zone. That is a great way to score. Now you're back in this game because all Rams was, and the Shock was able to do was score twice. So now you're back in this game, 1 stop, and you have the ability to steal it.
Ramsey on 4 rush runs for a decent gain. 2nd down, Ramsey gets into the gap for a 10-yard gain. 3rd down, Ramsey on 4 rush runs to the 10-yard line. Last down, Ramsey finds Zay in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Semi gets a sack, but right now it's 19-6, Shockers.
And this is one thing that the Ramsey was able to do that he didn't do all game. Drive down the field. And take his time. One thing that Ramsey does not do is take his time.
No.
But when he's able to take his time and pick apart the defense with the short passes and find the gaps, it makes it easier for you to score.
You like saying take his time, right?
Huh?
So take his time like 5 times.
Because that's something that Ramsey never does.
That's true.
So that's why you got to emphasize that he took his time.
You want to understand what take
your
time
so that's
like.
what it is. Take your time, take your time, take your time. When he does that, he was able to score. He didn't turn over the ball. That is a good look. Listen, take our advice. Maybe you should try this moving forward.
Take your time.
Because it works. Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time.
3rd down, Dave throws the VIP in the middle. It's almost going to be picked off. After a short run on 1st down, Dave throws to Felix in the gap. That's going to be dropped. 3rd down, with blocking from Semi, Dave throws to Brian on the sideline for a decent gain. Last down, Dave is blitzed by Mo, throws it up, tip incomplete, turnover on downs, giving it back to Shockers, and they're not able to capitalize. They just gave up a touchdown. You thought that they had momentum after they scored. Dave scored their last possession, but he's not able to capitalize on the momentum, and they get stopped here.
And I think that them not being able to stop the Shockers from scoring kind of stole the momentum back from them. Because I think that they were ready to drive, but they couldn't hold Ramsey and the Shockers from scoring that drive, and because of that, it kind of killed their momentum. But there's still a few minutes left in the game. Make 1 stop, and you have to make something happen after.
After getting the 1st down, Ramsey throws the receiver on the sideline. That's going to be dropped. 3rd down, Ramsey falls and is sacked by Happy Feet, killing the clock. Shockers have to punt. Happy Feet been balling the whole game.
Yes.
He stopped him 3 times. This one he came away with a big sack, and they're going to have to punt. Happy's been balling out, and he played great this drive. Dave with 3 passes to Troy on the sideline for a nice gain. Last down, Dave throws it up, knocked away. End of the game, 19-6. Shockers come away with the win. You can't throw 4 interceptions and then throw an interception coming right out of the half and expect to win the game. This is the worst game I've ever seen Dave play in my whole career watching him play. Every quarterback gets 1, maybe 2 of these. But you have to understand his frustration when half the guys don't show up. He's attempting to make a statement here in the UFL to show that the Spartans can compete with other teams and upper caliber teams, and the guys that committed to him are the ones letting them down.
And that's unfortunate because I'm sure that this is something that these guys have been looking forward to for a while now. To be able to put themselves on a stage with other teams that are talked about around, in multiple leagues, and they feel that they could stack up to these teams. But because guys that's supposed to commit don't, not as shorthanded, now they're not looking at like the team that they were supposedly committing to come into the league in the first place. And that's unfortunate because now it looks bad on them that they're having to struggle on games that they know that they should be winning in, that they look horrible and they're losing in ways that they know that they're not used to.
Shaka's got to play better than this. They coming with the win, but this team was short-handed, but they also threw 5 interceptions, and Ramsey, half those times, gave the ball back by getting stopped. This team needs to play smarter. They need to play better because they can shock. Shockers. Can shock a lot of teams in the West. A lot of sleeper teams they can beat. But it all comes down to Ramsey. Ramsey got his team all the way to the Final Four, and then this Ramsey showed up. Luckily, they won this game, but we seen Ramsey, this one, not the exact replica, because he wasn't able to score against 99 Problems. Mm-hmm. But the chancy, all or nothing Ramsey showed up this game, and they was luckily able to win it because they threw 5 interceptions. But Ramsey needs to get a little more better, limit his turnovers, and like you said, take his time.
But other than that, I like a lot of their guys in their defense. They're very athletic. They're fast. They break to the ball quick. Pig was able to make some plays on their defense as well, take advantage of the opposing offense. So everybody came in and they made something happen. And I think that's their defense and the plays that they made was one of the reasons why they won this game.
We're going to wrap this one up. We're going to wrap this game up. Shaka's come away with the win, 19-6. We're at the midfield point, the midway of the season point. So now it's time for these teams to prepare themselves for the playoff run. So they want to station themselves in whatever place they're going to be. So now it's time to get it together and focus. Forget everything else you did. It's time to turn it around now. We're going to jump into our next break. 19-6, Shaka's with the win over Spartans. We'll be right back. Last game we want to talk about is Shaka's versus Never Scared. This is an interesting game. Never Scared has been playing okay this season. I think this is a big challenge for them. Especially, I want to see both quarterbacks stepped up as they're playing against another strong quarterback, meaning Ramsey playing against Fred.
Yeah.
2 good quarterbacks with 2 good teams that actually gets to face up. We got to see what they bring.
And one thing I could say is both quarterbacks like to go downfield. One more so than the other. But
both quarterbacks can run.
Both quarterbacks can run, and they have a lot of athletes on both sides that can go and get the ball on both sides. So this is going to be an exciting game because both teams have means to, have guys that could, like I said, play both sides. Very surprising. And anything can happen at any given point in the game. So I'm ready to go.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. 3rd down, Ramsey gets blitzed by Just. Throws the Meeks in the middle for a decent game, picking up the 1st down. Ramsey, with blocking, throws deep to Welch, who beats Sean to the end zone for the touchdown. Glenn gets the extra point, 7-0. If you look here, look at this route. Welch catch Sean in a great chair route for the touchdown. I think that got to be on Dawn's dime.
And the thing about it is, this is the second game where Ramsey scores right on the first drive. It wasn't the first down, but it's on the first drive. He catches Sean sleeping here, and right then and there, Ramsey saw it. I think this was a setup play just for this to happen. Way to make it to get to him for the score. 2nd
down, Fred throws to Sean in the gap. Big hit from Zay, forces the ball out, and that's the type of hits we like to see. Zay with the pounding. If he dies, he dies hip. Great play by him. 3rd down, Fred on 4 rush, runs to the 10-yard line, runs 10 yards to the 50-yard line. After getting the 1st down, Fred throws 2 passes to Julio for a decent gain. Never Scared gets no further after punt. Julio making his debut for the Never Scared after leaving the Generals. Fred uses them 2 plays here. They have to punt, but it's a decent drive. I would like more, but they're gonna have to punt.
And Shaka was able to hold them, even though they were able to get the 1st down. They made sure that they didn't get much further after that. They gave Julio those 2 passes there, but made sure that they weren't able to do nothing else. That's the way to hold them on their first drive.
Ramsey on 3rd down runs on 4 rush for a nice gain. Last down, Ramsey on 4 rush scrambles and throws to Welch in the middle for a decent gain, picking up the first. 2nd down, Ramsey with blocking runs for a nice gain. 3rd down, Ramsey throws the Meeks in the gap, picking up 10 yards. Last down, Ramsey gets blitzed by Will, rolls right, throws to Zay in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Julio, turnover on downs. Never Scared gets the ball back. Julio showing the ability to play both sides of the ball. He was up there for Defensive Player of the Year few years back.
Yeah.
Showing the ability to still read the ball makes a good player.
And the thing about this is that I like that Ramsey was able to drive down the field. He wasn't trying to make any haymakers, any deep passes downfield. But other than that, you know, Never Scared's defense step up. Julio making his presence felt on both sides of the ball. Even though it was just a short drive of offense, he makes a big play on defense to cause a turnover here.
Fred with 4 passes, driving downfield for a nice gain, picking up the first. Fred then throws to Julio, cutting in the gap for a few more yards. 2nd down, Fred throws deep to Sean in the end zone. The ball sails out of bounds, incomplete. 3rd down, Fred gets blitzed by Ned, throws deep to Julio, who gets past both safeties, makes the catch. Matt gets the extra point. 7-7, touchdown, Julio. Great play by Julio.
Fred is driving down the field for a few plays here, and then he takes a shot to Sean. The reason why we show this is because he doesn't go away from the deep pass. He saw it yet again in Julio, and he goes and takes it. Ramsey's not the only person that likes to throw dimes on the field, and yet this is another one to Julio, and a pretty one here. This is a way for Julio, again, he's making his presence felt. He's showing that he's eating on the field. He's eating. That's why he came to Never Scared, and they're utilizing him right away in the first game. You see Julio making it happen here.
Last play before half, Ramsey throws it up incomplete, taking us into the half, 7-7. If I'm Never Scared, I like where I'm at. Julio's making his debut, showing his ability to make plays, and Fred's getting the ball early. Now, the eating thing, I would get upset because I'm hungry. So when we fake and do that, I get mad because if you're really hungry,
Yeah.
you know, your people reminding you. But at the end of the day, these are the passes that Julio wanted on Generals. He didn't get it. He was frustrated. He figured that he wasn't the main guy. You got Prodigy in front of him. You got Preacher in front of him. You got Shy in front of him. You have Cecil in front of him. He leaves, goes to Never Scared, and right away, Fred gets him involved in the offense. That is a good weapon. Great play by pickup by them, and it's 7-7.
And Ramsey, you know, he's able to score early in this game, but other than that, you know, they get stopped. I like that he was trying to chop up the field. He got stopped in that drive, but I think that if you do more of that every now and then, I think that you can surprise Never Scared's defense. They're gonna have to step up and guard the drive downfield, and that way you're able to stretch the field and catch them downfield. So I think this strategy of mixing it up will make Ramsey more successful throwing downfield. We'll see in the second half.
2nd down, Fred throws deep to Just on the sideline, knocked away by Zay. After getting the first down, Fred on 4 rush runs for a decent gain. 2nd down, Fred throws a Julio up the middle for a decent gain. 4th and goal, Fred throws the receiver in the middle in the end zone, knocked away by Welch, turnover on downs. Great stop by Shockers, holding Never Scared in their tracks.
And Welch is pretty much their big time player on this team, doing it on both sides of the field. He is a former All-Star for the Slaughterhouse team a few years back. This guy plays hard. He plays good defense here, able to read the play on defense and knock the ball down. Wait for him to step up and make a play here to stop Never Scared from driving to the end zone.
First down, Ramsey throws a Welch in the gap, picked off by Just, giving it back to Never Scared, and you cannot throw an interception on first down. But Ramsey does it sometimes, just like he scored last game on first down. He throws a pick on first down, giving it back to Never Scared.
But that's what Ramsey does. Sometimes he goes and takes a risk. One thing about Ramsey, he's a risk taker. He's a gambler. So anytime he wins, there's a high chance that he's going to lose. So this is just his game. Yes, I like that he drives down the field, but you can't ask too much from Ramsey. This is his game, and unfortunately, this is the time where he gambled and he lost.
2nd and goal, Fred finds Ouija in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 13-7, Never Scared takes the lead. And Ouija may not be that player he was when he won Defensive Player of the Year years back when the league was in Brooklyn. He maybe not be that player who can break one away and go 40 yards a long time ago. But he's still a guy that can score in the red zone. He's still a guy that can get the ball. If he's open, he can catch the football, and Fred still depends on him. So regardless of what he can't do, let's focus on what he can do. And one thing this guy can do is he can score. Right now the score is 13-7. Ramsey throws a short pass to Welch for a few yards. Second down, Ramsey throws towards the sideline, incomplete. Third down, Ramsey on 4 rush, throws on the sideline again, low and incomplete. Last down, Ramsey on 4 rush, goes to scramble and falls. Sacked by Smoke, turnover on downs. Ramsey was looking too much, and when you have Smoke giving him the ball, you don't have too much time. Smoke makes him pick.
And the thing about it, like I said before with Ramsey, he looks to me to take, he's looking to gain too much on this play. You're right near the first down. Make sure that you get the first down, and then you can start to take your shots or try to do something. But when you're taking a gamble, when you're on 4th down and you're near the first down, just get the first down. I don't know why guys try to get more than they need to when they're that close to the first down. Just get it, and then try your best to move after that. Ramsey doesn't, and he ends up getting sacked.
First down, Fred throws deep to Sean in the middle. The pass is going to be dropped. Third down, Fred throws a Ouija in the sideline, decent pass, but he gets hurt on the play. This is huge. If you see this, he makes the catch. The defender's there with him, and the defender goes down, and Ouija lands on his ankle.
I believe that's Mo that goes down with him. Yes.
That's Mo. Mo was really apologetic, didn't mean it, but this is a huge injury for Never Scared because Ouija has been their bread and butter on offense.
And the thing about it is, I believe that it is just, the field is slippery. Mo goes to make a play, and they both fall down, and it's an awkward fall for it's an ugly fall for Weege. Fortunately, though, he's able to walk on it without too much trouble. He's in pain,
but he's not gonna.
They think that he's gonna be okay.
But he's not gonna return.
He's not gonna return in this game. But I don't know if it's gonna be something that he has to worry too much about. He's definitely gonna be sore though.
13-7. Never Scared with the lead. Last down, Fred on 4 rush pitches it to Matt. Matt is running behind Fred. Attempts to pitch it back to Fred. Welch jumps the route, ball, and runs all the way to the other side, to the end zone for the touchdown. 13-13. Shockers tie the game. What are you going to say? This has to be by far the dumbest, stupidest, ignorant, preposterous.
All right, we get it.
Malicious.
We get okay. It's not malicious.
Gruesome.
What?
Compadre.
Fred?
Le Casa.
Okay, I don't know.
Play that I've ever seen in touch.
I
football.
get your theme. I get your theme of what you just did.
Okay.
Because it didn't make any sense.
Oh.
I got that.
It
See?
makes some.
Even though he wasn't even planning on doing that, nothing that he said made sense. Just like that pitch back from Matt to Fred, he should have kept the ball. Because of that, they were going to score. They were trying to drive the score, and that leads to Shockers tying the game. Why would you do that? Stop the pitch backs. Just take the ball.
Could he have scored if he didn't pitch it back?
I'm not
Fred
sure,
blocking?
but the point is now you give 6 points to the other team.
Easy.
That doesn't matter if you was able to score or not. Just don't do it.
Game is tied down. Second down after getting the first. Fred is blitzed by Mo. Throws a Smoke in the middle who runs for a decent game. Third down, Fred on 4 rush. Throws to Sean in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Last down, Fred throws to Matt in the middle of the end zone. Tipped and picked off by Pig. Giving it back to Shockers. That is a great play by Pig. His second insult of the day. He got one last game. And I guess he didn't like what I said because now he got 2 interceptions.
Now you see that it's not a fluke. I'm pretty sure that's what Pig is saying because he's able to get an interception on Dave. Now he gets an interception on Fred. 2 capable quarterbacks, 2 good quarterbacks. He's able to get an interception on each of them. You're saying that he don't have no legs on defense? He got 2 interceptions of the day so far. So maybe he's trying to counter what you're saying. Maybe he heard what you're saying before you said it, because that was before we even talked about him. So hey, he shows here that he has some life on defense. He makes a big play for the Shockers here.
That injury for Never Scared was huge because Ouija attempted to even try to get back on the field. Coach Ed wasn't having it.
Yeah.
He deaded him and said, "You're done." But Fred usually finds Ouija on this play.
Yes.
Matt is an all-star, but he's an all-star last year for defense, not offense. Ouija's their offensive player. He's one of the top offensive players, and it hurt them on that drive not having him. Ramsey throws the ball to the middle for a nice gain. Then Ramsey gets blitzed by Will and throws it in the middle and to the receiver who runs for a big gain and a first down. But time runs out, taking us into overtime. 13-13 overtime game. If I'm Shockers, I'm playing with the house money. We were supposed to make Ramsey drive down the field, but they didn't. They threw a bad pitch. Welch picked it off, ran it back. Tie game. We're playing with the house money. We're going to go for all or nothing because we wasn't supposed to win this game anyway.
And Never Scared put themselves in this position. They were up 13. They were up 13-7, and all they had to do was just run the clock, take their time. Even if they didn't score on that drive, their defense was holding.
Yep.
The only reason why we're in overtime now is because of that play with the pitch back. It wasn't because they were scoring or anything like that, because Ramsey was struggling besides the one touchdown he had.
True.
If we're Never Scared, we gave away this game, and now we have to fight for it in overtime. What an unfortunate predicament for them in this game.
Second down, Fred throws a Just in the middle for a nice gain. The middle was wide open if you see here. Third down, Fred finds Just in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Ozzy let him go. Right now, it's 19-13, Never Scared.
And that is a way to get behind the defense. As soon as Just goes
Back
on his
into
route, Ozzy doesn't call him out,
Yep.
and because of that, Just gets in the back of the end zone. When you don't mention that there's a guy in the back of the end zone, nobody's able to back up. They don't know that he's back there. You're the only one who knows he's there. But when you're not paying attention, he's left open for the end zone for the touchdown.
Fred attempts to go to Julio in the end zone for the extra point, but it's knocked away by Mo. It's 19-13. Now, Shockers could attempt to have a walk-off. Second down, Ramsey with nice blocking. Throws the receiver on the sideline for a nice gain. Third down, Ramsey on 4-rush, runs for a decent gain, get him to the 15-yard line. Last down with blockers, Ramsey throws to Naheem in the corner end zone for the touchdown. Tying the game, 19-19. I like Naheem. He's not really a loud guy, but the dude can catch. He helped Riot Squad last year. The games he was there, Ramsey's comfortable with him. I love the way Ramsey drove down the field with the game on the line and then able to tie the game up.
And that is a way to win, to put yourself in position to win a game. He didn't do that in the first game. He didn't do that early in this game. He does it when he needs to in overtime. And this is a formula that works.
Yep.
You drive down the field, you have protection in the pocket. Because of that, he's able to find Naheem in the end zone.
Yep.
That's more of this should be to come, but they're able to put themselves in position to walk off here.
Now they're trying to get the walk off. Extra point. Ramsey's going to scan, but unfortunately can't get anything because the best UFL giver of all time comes away with the sack, saving the game, ending the game, 19-19 tie.
Wow, what a way to end the game. And that's because Ramsey wasn't able to get the ball off.
Nope.
And I'm going to say this, Never Scared had most of these guys covered. That's why Ramsey didn't take the shot. I think that he should have took and made an attempt
Just
anyway.
see whatever happened, yeah.
But
because he's not going to beat Smoke.
Yes, and that's why I think he should have just took the shot, and whatever happens. Like you said, we're playing on house money. So you take the shot rather than get sacked and not even get the chance to throw the ball. That is not a way to end the game. He should have took a shot. And Ramsey's known for taking those gambles. I don't know why he didn't choose to do it here. Because of that, they end the game, unfortunately, in a tie.
If I'm Never Scared, I'm frustrated. One, because this is a game we could have won. If Matt don't make a bonehead universally pitch, we actually could just come away with the win. And after we lost to the Spartans early in the season, that only had 5 to 6 guys to start the game, this is a game we really needed. And we tied. The tie can hurt us more later on in the season because it's going to make that loss that we got to the Spartans hurt even more. And the worst thing about all of that, Ouija gets hurt. We don't know how long he's down for. We need Ouija back. He showed the ability to make plays, especially in the red zone. If Ouija's out for a numerous amount of time, we're in trouble.
And about the Shockers, it seems like Ramsey learned what he's capable of or what's useful to him on offense a little too late.
Yeah.
That's the issue. He was able to drive down in overtime and score, something he didn't even attempt to do early in the game or even last game. He tried, but one time he was driving, he was stopped. But I think that you need to see more of that because you're able to get into gaps, you're able to take your time, you're able to play it safe, and you're able to drive down and score. And that gives you the opportunity to stretch downfield later when they come up to respect your short passes. That's when you're able to throw downfield. So that is a better formula for Ramsey. I think if he's able to, situate that, I think that he'll be even more dangerous than he already is.
Well, this game ends a 19-19 tie between Shockers and Never Scared. Hopefully next week we can start doing more on-field interviews. The weather's been terrible.
Yes.
So we haven't been able to do it. But this week we're going to give y'all our top players of the day. And for me, my top player is Brandon. Played lights out for YMM.
Yes.
Brandon, wide receiver of YMM, played lights out. Had not only 3 touchdowns, he had an extra point. So this man had 19 points by himself with a win. Great play by him. He gets lost up in a scuffle between Tim and Rico and Santana and Jeremy. But this guy can make plays. And Brandon is my Week 4 player of the week.
And my Week 4 player of the week is Reggie of them Getters. I got to say because no matter what team he plays against, in this game, he scored 4 touchdowns in this game. He was able to find Moses twice, getting, Moses back in. Now, I'm not going to say back into his old form, but he's able to get Moses back into playing form, back into the game, and scoring touchdowns the way he used to. So, Reggie performed really good against Carver Mob. Even though Carver Mob was lacking in staff in that game, Reggie didn't slow himself down. It didn't matter who was in front of him. He took that game seriously as if this was the championship Carver team on the field, which they weren't, but he took it seriously, and he was able to score 4 touchdowns because of it.
And we're going to give you our players every week of who's our players of the week, and we just started off with them. Also, make sure you catch up with Dawn's Dimes. And next week, we're going to have our not come on, man, because we could get sued for doing that. But we're going to have more of a come on, really? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Plays of the week. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about of the season so far.
Yeah.
We have numerous plays. That's going to be a lot of fun and exciting. So right now, we midway point. Yes. Coming up to week 5. Hopefully, we have games Saturday. It's Friday. You're watching this now. We're going to try. If not, we're going to cancel games. We'll have some more videos out for next week if we don't. So you'll have something to watch coming into. We may just do a show where we're going over the numbers and what we think and blah, blah. So we may have that. We never get to do that because we're always going over the games. So if we don't have games, we'll have a show that we're going over what's going on in the season.
And because we've been promising about the podcast on the weekend, we will be able to do more interviews that we've been doing during the week on Instagram or whatnot. We'll be able to ask questions to more people that we didn't get a chance to on the field. Get more insight into what's going on with each team and what's going on with what's going on in the field. So, if we don't have games on Saturday, I still think there's going to be a lot of exciting things to see coming up that weekend. So stay tuned because we're still going to be working. We're still going to have some things to show you guys. So, be ready for it.
Check out, we're going to unveil the Real Tough Talk podcast, the Real Tough Talk on Instagram. Talk to us. And that's going to be interesting to see. So it's going to be called Real Tough Talk. Talk to us. And that's our podcast on Sunday. That'll be debuting. Check it out on Instagram. And it's going to be something great to talk about. A lot of different issues out there, things going on in the UFL.
And please, if you're looking for Real Tough Talk at any given time, we always put up videos towards the weekend. So subscribe. Subscribe and activate your notifications, the notification
you'll get
bell.
Everything we do right away.
Do that as soon as we put anything up, you'll be notified right away.
You don't got to keep texting me.
Yes, you don't be killing Jay or texting anybody else. Yo, what time's the game coming up? As soon as it comes up, you'll know exactly when, and you'll be ready to watch it right then and there. So.
And you'll see it right here. Like I said, you see this right here? Make sure you hit that. That's the site. Subscribe. Hit the notification of this right here, and it'll come up on your phone as soon as we drop it. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Check out Dawn's Dimes at the end of this. Much love to her. Did a great job last week. We're going to be excited to see what she does this week. We're going to end the show with Dawn's Dimes. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Stephen J. This is my partner, Ghost. On behalf of Dawn and the rest of the staff of Real Tough Talk, we'll see you next week on another episode of Real Tough Talk. We're out of here.